ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਨਾਮ ਕੀ ਹੈ ah hi everyone, new name here, playing my favorite game, Watcher of Realms, on the free to play series, day 39. Just asking the name of any of the Punjabi speaking people visiting the channel today, and to verify for you, it is day 39. And this account has almost completed all of campaign, and when I mean almost, you can't see it here, but it says 372. So to show you, we'll go in. The only thing left in this entire game is the hardest stage and campaign for this account. Day 39 free to play. And I can't do this. I don't have the roster currently. I don't have the gear. I tried. It's not going to happen. If I was able to pull Valeria, there's a chance. Okay. She's a warrior goddess. But everything is done. You can see all the check marks. Okay. The only thing left in the game on campaign is the final stage. And it'll give you a divine when you clear. What I will show you, though, is a guide for the Expert 8 Stage 13, the hardest Calypso fight in the game, as campaign goes. Okay, so the last hero that's placed will always be targeted by the ranged. Let's see what their names are here. I forget what they're called. The right here, not the Priestess of Rain, but the Priest of Thunder. These enemies, they spawn out from these portals on the top middle, and they target whoever was last placed. Okay, and this Priestess of Rain is going to come from this top corner only, and she's going to try to, bring acidic rain or whatever from this spot. So I don't want any evolutions of the Egons, and we're going to use a essentially free to play lineup. Everyone gets a Volka, everyone gets a Wrath, everyone gets an Oleg. Allure, I'm very fortunate that this account has an A1 allure, is integral. Being invisible, she sits on that top right. Vortex, everyone can get a vortex. It's going to happen eventually. Same with an Idril. So let's hope that this works well. There's some kind of issue sometimes when you go into times one with the recording on what these mobs do. I don't think it should be a problem. But I'm going to put it on times one so that you can clearly see timings and the rationale explained slowly for why they're being used at those times. So I'm going to wait till there's 23 costs so I can get my Idril here facing up. And she's going to absorb 2 hits. Then I'm going to put my healer in because your healer can take care of themselves. And the reason why Vortex goes here facing down is that my tank who's going last, Oleg, will be placed in this tile to block one of these squids and the boss at the end. So as soon as I can, now I can put in my invisibility hero, Allura. So my Idril isn't strong enough to take this thing out, but she will be with her ultimate. See that? That's like the lowest amount of health it's ever had. So anyways, now it's gone. If you can get your Idril's ultimate off before she targets that far right corner one, it's obviously better, but it can work where she doesn't kill this one first and she helps Allura take care of this. But you'll notice now I put my A5 Wrath down here. And when his ultimate goes, he's starting to heal himself. So now Wrath is set and forget. There's nothing's going to kill him down there. Next comes Volka. And Volka's the exact same. She doesn't need this help from Idril. It's her ultimate's still going because she's A5. But Volka can take care of these mobs no problem herself. Okay? You see she's hitting harder than Idril does. So now the most important part is to get your tank down as soon as you can. So everything that is ranged is going to target the tank now. And you'll see Oleg's about to cast his own shield from his regular skill, his passive. Every 11 seconds he gains a shield. So now that those things hit him, like they can't hurt him. And if he loses the shield, you're going to see his artifact proc. And I forget what his heal will be, but the North's Will artifact will heal him for 11% of his HP, plus whatever healing effect I have, which I forget what it is, from the Pantheon bonus. Because I don't think he has any heal effect on his gear. So again, I don't think my Idril is going to be able to kill this mob. It's pretty close. Oh, she did. That's weird. Sometimes she doesn't. Most of the time she doesn't. Anyways, I can use my ultimate, Idril's ultimate right now to whittle the boss down a little bit. You don't really have to, but I like to get the boss obviously dead as soon as possible. And I know the timing, like these spawns are going to come out anyways. So I want Idril to already have her ultimate so that as soon as that thing comes onto the map, it's almost dead. I don't want these things to get, cast, those Priestess of Thunder or whatever they're called. And in case you're curious, you can't see because of my face, but here's Wrath taking care of himself and that bottom spawn point. And same as Volka. So Idril definitely won't kill this mob. She's going to have to use her ultimate to take it out, to my knowledge. Maybe it'll happen. We'll find out. Actually, yeah, pretty good. So this boss up here, Calypso, she doesn't have any of those. I forget what they're called, but she'll have like those red diamond things above her. Every one of them, it increases her damage, and I think it adds a shot to whatever she's targeting. So if she has two or three of them, she'll be hitting something three times instead of just once. And obviously, you don't want that. So you notice how I've also spread anything away from everybody. Like everybody is spread out here because these Priestess of Thunder things, they do AoE with their attack. That gold cross that lands, it's not very good. And again, I'm going to wait until my Idril's ultimate is up and this mob is dead so that she has maximum time on the boss. So she's going to kill this mob and then work on Calypso. So this boss is going to path around and back and serpentine her way to sit right on this tile in front of Oleg for the rest of the fight. So again, that's the other reason I waited on Idril's ultimate to take care of that Priestess of Rain. That's the most dangerous mob on the map, aside from the boss. So sometimes people will tell you, it's better to put a tank here or whatever. So in my experience, it's better to put my tank right where it is. So you'll notice that Oleg's starting to take pretty big hits from the boss because she's got two of those, I forget what they're called, but she's doing, like 30% more damage, or at least 20. But this is why Idril's sitting where she is as well, because now she's building up rage, because she's attacking the boss. So as soon as Allure is able to target, then I use her ultimate. I don't want to waste any potential time of her ultimate on this Priestess of Rain, because you'll see my Idril isn't currently able to help her. Okay? And again, you're look down there in my Volka and my Wrath. Like I said, it's set and forget. There's no longer a concern about that. So Idril's ultimate is going to take care of these two Priestess of Thunders. And there's going to be one more set of them and six more, I think, of like three on each side of the Egons coming down here. As soon as these Egons are done, you can pull up your Wrath. Okay? And as soon as the last Priestess of Rain here and the Thunder spawn, you can take your Allure off the map. Because the idea now is to have, this boss obviously sitting right where she is. Upset at Oleg, trying to kill the tank. And you really want to burn that Priestess of Rain. You don't want her summoning anything. Okay? So you'll see that there's 54 killed. Wrath is about to kill his last mob that he needs to. Now he's out. I can take Wrath up so that this is the other reason why you bring Volka, because of the res timers. Okay? So I don't need to use the ultimate yet of Vortex because Oleg has his own shield up there. And you'll see I can take my Allure out now as well. So now I will use the ultimate of Vortex just to make sure that Oleg has that shield. Because there's four of those crystal things from Calypso. Like she's starting to hurt. Like it's no longer, okay, this is no big deal. As you're seeing, it hurts. So Volka stays on the map because I want Oleg to heal himself. You see, he's getting 1900 heals for every attack that he does. Once Idril gets her ultimate finished, I will take her off the map. So this is the big part right here. Is once you kill that last mob, it's pretty smooth sailing. Okay, especially now that my Wrath is available, you're going to see the boss's health finally start depleting. Okay, so you'll notice how when I put my Allure down, I have her spaced away from everyone. She doesn't need a heal. The boss isn't going to target Allure. Okay, Wrath is in there. He's not getting splash damage. He might. I'm not sure why he's not, but it's good news, right? Anyways, that's my strategy on a free-to-play account for Expert 8 Stage 13. It's a little bit tricky with timings, and if you don't have the power that I have, I don't know if you can do the Idril that I showed you, what she does, okay? but it's totally possible. Nothing says that, you have to have this done within 40 days. As an expert player, this was part of the challenge of the free-to-play series for me, is to show you how to progress as rapidly as possible, not to be efficient with your resources. And having A5 Wrath be able to guard down here obviously shows you why it makes sense to me to A5 your Wrath as soon as you can. Idril first, Wrath second, anybody after. That's about as smooth as I think you can do that with the free to play options that my account has, anyways. So on your account, I don't know. And if you're curious, here's the stats, okay? And people tell you, this hero Allura she's no good, she's no good. Tell you what about invisibility? I think you just saw it in action, okay? And there's your Volka and your A5 Wrath. And look at the healing that Oleg was able to do. That's because of the Norse will. Anytime he loses any shield, whether it expires or it breaks, he heals. So we're going into the gear just to show you what was used. And hopefully you're going to be able to get those nice juicy summoning stones, because you get 3 for clearing it, I think, or 2, and then 3 at the top for the final rewards of the stage. Okay, so we have Volka. My Volka's A1 now because of Tide, so she's just using the Flux Pendant. It's no big deal. What's the big deal on Volka here, though, is I was fortunate, and I was going to spend everything I needed to, but I got her max passive early, so I'm done with the upgrades on her currently. Okay, so she heals for 7% anytime she hits anything. All the allies heal for 2%. That's big news. And you'll see here, I'll show you total stats. Okay, she's got 13.5k attack. It's not bad, all right, but her attack interval 1.4, it's good enough. She's doing what she needs to do. She's essentially crit cap. Her crit damage is large, and she was slaughtering those mobs even with this gold whirlwind weapon. Okay, I'm not going to read every stat. I'm just going to flash you so you can see the stats, see the rolls they got. All right, excuse me. So the only reason this crit rate is there is because the flat attack and attack bonus combined, that's big numbers. That helps, okay? But broken set with a crit damage amulet, excuse me, it helps. The crit damage, that heal effect, that's big. On Volka, having all those stats with that big chunk of, this is made for Volka, this ring right here, okay? So I think there was Allura, and you'll see her artifact was, I've been very fortunate. You're going to see, like, I think I have a level 19 one on my Idril. So Spirit Siphon is huge. This is good stuff. And my Allura, she's got a couple maxed out skills as well. This helps, all right? So since she's A1, any additional crit counts as crit damage. But you'll notice I purposely don't have her getting the benefit of her A1. Purposely built her this way just so that you can see her not getting that superpowered benefit. However, she's got 14.5k attack. She has decent crit damage at 250 is what you'd really like, but you can see she was good enough, right? So full calamity set, absolutely garbage for most people in their thinking, but it works. It works. Okay. She's not crit capped. This hero, to be most effective with her ultimate, needs to be crit capped. But you'll notice that most of when she's using her ultimate, she can't splash to other targets anyways. So it's not really relevant. This is one of my favorite pieces this account has. It was one of the first ancients that ever had drop. I was very happy about that. And again, you're noticing though, like there's a little bit of speed here and there just to get her over that, 300. And I really wish I could have a nice Soulbound Arcana amulet, just so I could finally get a proper set together. It's coming. So we have Wrath with the Wailing Skull. Very fortunate to pull this one. He's A5 and he's maxed skilled. Okay, so down here, this is pretty good. Having Wrath with 350 attack speed helps him self-sustain. He gets his ultimates off faster and faster. Okay, and this is one of my favorite rings, or bangles, pardon me, even though it's a crit rate. Like, that's huge, man. That's a good item. Doesn't matter if it's crit rate or not, you can use that forever on somebody. This is decent as well with that massive crit damage. And then, again, decent rolls, man. If you get 4 rolls of purple on, 3 stats that you want, pretty good news. And flat defense on my Epic Wrath really helps his defense. You'll see here that he's got, like 40% total defense added. Then we had Idril, who's A5, with a pretty nasty Spirit Siphon. I don't have the materials currently to bring it up, but I will. So her skills are maxed. She's A5, okay? And this is the starter set. Everybody has access to this from Storyline, okay? This is always going to be these stats. It is always going to be these purple rolls every single time. So this is never to be sold. You can if you like, but I suggest you always keep it. And you can break this up. You don't have to keep it together. These items you can mix and match, but you look here at her total stats. That this is an epic in a free set they give you by day like 15 or 14, I think, even earlier, whenever you can complete the stuff in Storyline to get it. And she does her job. She clears Gear A3, stage 19, no problem for me in this stuff with such a low crit damage. Okay? But Idril with 12k attack, this is good enough for Gear A3 stage 19. No question about it. And Vortex. So I have been fortunate. I've got a Euphoric Orb. I don't know if it's the best on Vortex, but it's got good stats. And I know it's the best on someone like Eloin later. So that's why it's there. Max Vortex, I forget what his Awaken. He's Awakened 2. Okay? But again, this Vortex, he's got 40k HP. So it helps him heal, obviously. And that's why I have that up there. And a big chunk of defense is added from gear, 400. So he's got 1k defense. All right? And his healing isn't, people say, oh, you want him 1.5. He did his job at 2-second intervals. And what helps is the amount of HP that he has. So when he does do a heal, it's more than what the target of his heal is sustaining in damage. That's all you have to do is be able to heal more than the damage that comes in. So if you're going 1-for-1, you're always gaining. Okay? And his heal effect of 61 really adds to that. Then, as you're noticing, he's in broken sets. But you can't argue with something like that's the best that you could actually want. If everything rolled deep end to purple, like this amulet is end game vile, even though it's on a stick set. And then again, just HP. So Oleg, for me, Oleg, more important than Idril, because you can do that fight without Idril and Allura. It's just a lot harder. But you can't do it without it. If the tank dies, you can't do it. So this Norse Will artifact, that's where Oleg's getting his heals from. Okay, I don't think I don't have any awakens on him, but he's max skill. All right, broken set, not super rolls, but you see like defense, HP. That's all I'm looking for. Oleg is the easiest thing to build. If you get some heal effect mixed in, it's beautiful. Instead of crit rate, if that's a heal effect, right? Because he gets a benefit from that heal effect when he procs the artifact, the North's Will. Okay, and everybody gets an Oleg. You can get these rolls, man. That this is unspectacular rolls. So I hope that guide helped you. And if you stay to the end to watch that gear breakdown, I'm personally not a fan of seeing, gear that people use, but if I've been asked and it helps other people. So I'm here for the people. That's the purpose of this channel. This was New Name playing my favorite game, Watch Your Realms. Take care.